So another one for behind the scenes of a photo shoot, there's always certain ingredients that they have a good supply of, so that if you want to spruce up a plate of food or a bowl of food, then you can in an instant. One of those things is bread, because let's say you're doing a soup, you can quickly put together some croutons, a slice of bread to go with something, like if I was doing a Spanish soup. So basically at the food shoots you end up with loads and loads of this leftover bread, and it's often a variety of bread. So this is the huge bag of bread that I've ended up left with, and I've got ends from garlic bread. So we would feature in a garlic bread baguette in one of the recipes, and so I've got the ends because the ends don't look that pretty or got used. I've got loads of this sliced bread as well, and I think that's been featured in some photos. I've already done one as part of this course already, showing the ciabatta, and that's the end that I didn't use. And I've got other big slices of bread in here, so it's all perfect for me to recoup, put together and use for croutons. And if I've still got some left after that, what we can do is we can put it in the blender, and then you've got breadcrumbs for the freezer, so it's a great way to make use of it. That I'm hoping to get another recipe out of it yet. So for making your croutons, any leftover stale bread that you don't want to use, that's not excessively hard, because if it's excessively hard, when you air fry it, it will be teeth breaking kind of standard. So what else have I got in here for you? Oh yes, I love this bread. So these are the little ends that I had from when I was using some ciabatta to make some pizza with, that's also in this course. So I can then make use of those. And then the rest, oh, and I've got one little bit there, and the rest of it's just normal sliced. That would still be good at this point for grilled cheese or for some salad bread. So let's just add these to the mix. And then if you're doing a lot, don't overfill your air fryer. You can always do them in a couple of batches. And then all of them into a bowl now. Just move it out of the way a bit so you can see it properly. And then it's all in the bowl. Take a look, that's a good mixture there that we've got of different breads. And now you're just going to give it a mix, and then you can get it on. So remember, all that lovely oil and parsley and garlic is all at the bottom, and you just want to give it a really good mix. And don't forget, if you're using little bits of leftover garlic bread, they will still have some garlic on them too. So I'm thinking that this needs just a little bit more oil, because I've got quite a lot of bread in here. So I'm just going to add in a bit more. And then you can adjust it. So I'm going to add in a bit more parsley, just so I can get a lovely green colour from it. Oh, and wow, look at that. That is ready to go on. So, spread it out in your air fryer. It really doesn't take long to go lovely and yummy, so you can do it in batches. So I've got one layer full, and then I've got all that, so I can do it 2 batches. So I'm just going to wash my hands, dry up the hands, and we're ready to go on. So lid down, so turn it on, and you want to flick it across there. So now you want to go down to air fry, 180 Celsius. That's 360 Fahrenheit, and we're going all the way down to a cook time of 3 minutes, and then press start. This recipe is made using leftover ingredients from the photo shoot of our brand new cookbook, the Complete Multi-Cooker Cookbook. What I love most is when the photo shoot is over with, is to take the spare ingredients home and make lots of different recipes with it. I kind of think of it like doing a modern version in the multi-cooker of Ready Steady Cook. So if you were interested, the cookbook is available to buy now. It's called the Complete Multi-Cooker Cookbook. Simply search by its name or search Multi-Cooker Sam and Dom for full details. And it's really nice for me to be able to come back and give you a behind the scenes look of ingredients and what we've used in the making of this great cookbook. So now, shall we get back to the food? So we've beat, shall we check on them? and see if you want to add an extra minute to yours. So they've got a bit of a crunch to them now. Depends how you like them. Do you like them like the garlic bread baguettes where the outside's crispy and the inside is really soft? Now for the last couple of minutes, another 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, another 2 minutes, and then press start. And we've beeped, so shall I show you what the croutons look? And this is based on a 5-minute cook time in total that we've done now. Oh wow, look at these. These look beautiful. So you've got a lovely, lovely crunchy texture now. But you can probably hear that crunch as well. It really is a really nice crunch on them now. And like I said, it's personal choice to how crispy you like them and how soft you like them and what kind of bread you've used as well. If you use bread that's overly hard, like the kind of European bread, because we used to get quite crusty bread when we lived in Portugal, then that will require less time because otherwise the crisp will end up too hard. So bear that in mind when you're doing your croutons. And then we're going to do the other batch of them and have them for dinner. Thanks so much for watching our YouTube video. It feels so amazing that you've stuck around to the end. And of course, that must mean that you like our videos. So why not also follow us on social media? You can find us at the Kitchen Gadgets Club on Facebook and on Pinterest, TikTok. We're Kitchen Gadgets Club. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one. And you can also find us at KitchenGadgetsClub.com, where we have a membership that shares brand new kitchen gadget recipes every week. And we also have lots of great ideas, resources, tips and tricks. And we are an ovenless kitchen, so we teach you exclusively how to cook with kitchen gadgets. And a ciao for now.